Hey. What's good, y'all? This is your girl, Reverend Jude, and you're tuned in for another exciting episode of Speak Pink. Hey, we're so glad to have you on with us in this episode. Now sit tight, get your notepads out, get your pens out, get ready to take some notes. It's going to be a good one, y'all. It's going to be a good one. So stay tuned in to Speak Pink. Hey. Wow. Thank you all for being tuned in to another exciting episode of Speak Pink. I am so grateful to all of you for being on with us. And I know it's been a minute. I took a little summer break, but then also life has just been really busy, and I'm not complaining. It's a good problem to have, but I could not let October come and go without dropping some wonderful episodes with you all. So much has happened that I want to share with you, so many life lessons. And here at Speak Pink, we're all about inspiration, motivation, encouragement, but also smart. Like, what does it mean to be a smart black woman or a smart black man, or, just a smart person, period, in these COVID times and with all that's going on. And so I am just super excited that you all are tuned in with us. And do me a huge favor, share this episode with someone. If you get even one thing out of today's episode, would you do me a huge favor and share it with one person? We certainly want to grow our listenership, and we want to get our message out there, all about inspiration, motivation, encouragement, and being smart. So let me tell you what's been happening. Well, first of all, my kids were out of town with their father for the summer, which allowed Mommy Dearest to have a summer vacation. Now, I didn't have a chance to really go travel anywhere far. I did go and see a friend of mine up north for a couple of days, but I didn't really have a chance to do any major traveling because, that's not what we're doing right now. But I did have a chance to spend a lot of time at home, kind of revamping, regrouping, and just kind of coordinating, just really spending time with me. And I got a chance to hang out with some friends and some light social. But one of the things that I did, I got really reconnected with spending time by the beach. And that was really important for me in hindsight and even now going forward, because what the beach meant for me. Let me share this. As a child, I grew up by the beach. I grew up in Santa Monica, California. If anybody knows, for those of you that are listening that are familiar with Southern California, Santa Monica is a beach city, right? And so I grew up, going to the beach after school, on the weekends, walking to the beach with my neighbors, with my cousins. And so the beach was a huge part of my upbringing. And because I live now more in the inner city, I don't get to the beach as often as I used to. But this summer, because it was COVID and there really wasn't a whole lot of other, extracurricular activities to do, and my kids were out of town, I was like, let me go to the beach. And wow, when I tell you. And so part of what happened while my kids were gone, I would get up early in the morning and just go sit out at the beach. And some of you know that my oldest son was murdered in 2018. And what going to the beach did for me was allow me to, work through some grieving challenges and just spend time praying and really just, being a mother and grieving and going through that process. But just getting reconnected with a space that was part of my upbringing, but also a space that really brought me joy and brought me peace, and a space that I really just connected to. One morning, let me share this with you all. One morning, I was out there and dolphins passed by. And, in some countries, in some traditions, dolphins are a sign of good luck. So I took that as a positive omen, But it was something about just sitting there in that damp sand, because I would go early in the morning. And, doing some exercise, meditating, just on the beach, taking in the fresh ocean air, was very healing. And what I want to share with all of you that are listening and a part of our Speak Pink community is I want to encourage you to find the places that really feed your soul. We do so much busybody work, and I am guilty of busybody. I am guilty of having way too much to do, way too much going on. But what this time at the beach when my kids were out of town for the summer with their dad, what it did for me was allow me and remind me to reconnect with spaces and activities that really fed my soul. Like I do good at eating well. I do good at exercising. I do good, I'm in church all the time, of course, so spiritually I'm strong, but my soul, that my essence, the innermost parts of me was missing something, and I didn't know it until I knew it, right? And so going to the beach every morning allowed me that soul reconnection. And I want to encourage you today, find the spaces and the activities and the places and the things that really feed your soul. And this is beyond working out, though working out is good. As it's not about the body. This is about your soul, your very essence, feeling like it has found its home. And I know for me, the beach is where my soul comes home, if that makes sense. It's where my soul feels relaxed and released. And there were times I could just sit out there for hours and then, because I'm in Los Angeles, of course, for those that are not familiar, LAX, the planes fly off of the coast. And so, you could be out there and hear planes going, but it was something about being out there and watching the dolphins and then sometimes the various birds and, just whatever else was happening at the beach early in the morning. It just connected with my soul. And so on this episode, I want to talk to you about soul care. We do good with health care, mental health care, but what does your soul need? Does your soul need to walk on wet sand? I mean, what would feed your soul? And sometimes we don't even know that our soul is thirsty until we get a drink of water. And that's called being dehydrated. There are people walking around who sometimes might pass out, unfortunately, or get very sick, go to the hospital, only to find out that they're actually not sick. They're just dehydrated. They need watering. And so the doctors have to spend time filling them up with nutrients and the various medical treatments to what's the word I'm looking for, to turn that dehydration around, right? And people have had strokes behind dehydration. And so my soul, I didn't realize, and I'm not going to say my soul was dehydrated, but it was certainly thirsty. It was longing for something. And I would leave the beach very energized. I would leave the beach feeling really grounded, really clear about who I am, what I'm doing, even in the midst of the times where I spent at the beach and I would grieve. I just felt very connected to the earth, very connected to God, but more importantly, very connected to myself. And that's what soul care does. It reconnects you to yourself. It reconnects you to God. It does a grounding. And this is the thing. You and I could go about our day and be very busy, paying bills, going shopping, taking care of the kids, meeting the demands of a spouse or a significant other, male or female, right? We can get really busy and caught up in that and not be really connected to ourselves. And as a result of like reconnection, I was actually able to make some really important decisions about relationships, important decisions about what I am and am not going to do, who I'm going to be, what I'm not going to be, and so this grounding, this soul care that gives us grounding is so important. So maybe it's not the beach, maybe it's the park. Maybe it's not the park. Maybe it is sitting in church in a sanctuary. Maybe it's not that. Well, you can't sit in a church, but sitting someplace and in worship, let me say that. Or, maybe it's a bike ride. Maybe it's roller skating. Maybe it's mountain hiking. Maybe it's getting on a trail. I don't know what it's going to be for you. But here's what I want to encourage you with: 3 things. Number 1, I want to encourage you to get out beyond your normal agenda and just set a date with yourself that I am going to do some soul care, right? Whether that just listen, right now for somebody, soul care may simply be sitting in your car, by yourself, windows rolled up, playing some meditation music or something that would ease your soul and just allow your soul to be replenished and be reset, right? Now, I would encourage, wherever this place is, I would encourage nature. So I would encourage you to incorporate nature, because what I have discovered, that there's something about connecting with Mother Nature, whether it's grass or dirt or sand or water. The kinetic energy actually does something physically for you. Like there's something about being connected to the earth, right? The energy that the earth gives off. So if in this soul care you can connect with Mother Nature somehow, I would encourage that. But first and foremost, find your place. Again, for me, it was about being reconnected to the beach. That now, whenever my kids spend the night away, the thing I schedule before I schedule anything else, to get up early in the morning and go to the beach. The second thing I want to encourage about this soul care is, number 1, do it, right? Schedule it, make it a priority. But in addition to that, in addition to making your soul care a priority, I want to encourage you to not only schedule it, but I want to encourage you to set some intention behind it, right? Like what is your intention? What do you hope to not so much accomplish, but what do you want to experience, right? What do you want, is whether it's a reconnection with yourself, healing. I do know when I started going to the beach, part of it was I need a space where I can grieve, right? I didn't want to grieve in the bed and in the house and be depressed. So I would use my time doing soul care at the beach to tear up and to allow my body to cry. And so set some intention. Maybe you have some energy, an argument, or something happened that you need to release. When you go do this soul care work, that's your opportunity to release it. And so set some intention around your soul care time. And then the third thing I want to say is guard it. So prioritize soul care, set an intention for soul care, and number 3, before we close out, guard your soul care time. So I had people, when I would post pictures, saying, I want to come. Now, I don't mind people coming, but somebody else would say, you should make this a group event. No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. It's my soul care time. 1 or 2 people, I don't mind. But when you start talking about groups of 3 or 4 or 5, then it's no longer soul care. It's a group activity. And so, and I love, I had a few people come with me, one person at a time, and really explain to them that this is my soul care time. So it's not really chatter time. It's more about meditation and exercise if you want to do that. And just, so one young lady came with me. She went and got in the water while I meditated. But for her, just being a child again and getting in the water was really helpful for her. And so guard your soul care time. Don't make this about girls' day out or guys' time away, but take it really for you and guard it, because this is about you. Feeding your soul, watering your soul, so your soul that might be thirsty, maybe parched, possibly even dehydrated, can get watered. Literally for me, I got watered at the beach, and that may happen for you too, but take the time for soul care. Amen. So thank you everyone for being tuned in to another exciting episode of Speak Pink. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Share this out with someone. And remember to take care of your soul, because your soul matters. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you for being tuned in to Speak Pink. Share this with someone Subscribe to us, follow us, stay in touch with us. We love you. We appreciate you. And don't forget soul care. Speak Pink in the house. Peace.